Good afternoon again from the Athenian baseball field. Athenians getting ready here to play the consolation game against the Griffith Panthers, who went down to defeat against Norwell. Shortened game as kind of the pitching failed for Griffith, and they gave up a plethora of runs and ended up losing 12-2. So Athenians trying to pick up their fifth victory of the season as they take on these Panthers from Griffith. We have once again the primary sports writer in Montgomery County, Jeff Nelson.
Coach, thank you very, very much. Great to be here. Just a couple of notes. Griffith scored 2 first-inning runs against Norwell, and things were going pretty well. And when their starting pitcher got to a pitch count and they pulled him out at the end of the third inning, 10 walks later and a couple of relief pitchers, and it was all over.
Yeah.
So Norwell got their 12 runs on 4 hits.
Yes, that's what I heard. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, you know, again, and we talked about it, you're probably wanting to limit your primary pitching to start with. Absolutely. And so it does put everybody in a kind of a tight situation as far as the pitching, and we hope that we can minimize our pitching situation as Caleb Coons will be on the mound for the Athenians. Mm-hmm. So, well, we have PA announcer coming on here, so we'll turn it over to him for the introductions.
Number 7, Kyle Atkinson. Batting second, the third baseman, number 6, Chad Muller. Batting third, the shortstop, number 11, Matt Yovanovich. Batting fourth, the center fielder, number 5, Connor Cervantes. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 17, Drew Verska. Batting sixth, the pitcher, number 8, Ian Clark. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 10, Tommy Miller. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 9, Mike Feliciano. And batting ninth, the right fielder, number 2, Carter Crow. The Panthers are coached by Mr. Brian Jennings. And now the starters for your Crawfordsville Athenians. Leading off, the center fielder, number 8, Andrew Martin. Batting second, the second baseman, number 2, Austin Moats. Batting third, the first baseman, number 4, Zach Fitcher. Batting fourth, the catcher, number 12, Henry Taylor. Batting fifth, the pitcher, number 23, Caleb Coons. Batting sixth, the shortstop, number 11, Cale Corsi. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 24, Bryce Dow. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 21, Cale Weimer. Batting ninth, the right fielder, number 6, Sam Decker. The Athenians are coached by Mr. Brett Moats. Today's umpires for this game are Mr. Darren Haas, Mr. Mike DeBoy, and Mr. Kevin Funk.
Well, we're about ready to go here. Again, Caleb Coons on the mound for the Athenians. And we're going to hope that Caleb has command of the strike zone because if he's around the plate, he's going to be very effective. He has excellent velocity, has a good breaking ball, and his only difficulty at times can't find that strike zone.
Sure. He has a win. He has one of the early wins for Crawfordsville. He has a 2.80 earned run average. 5 innings pitched, a couple of hits, couple of runs, both earned. Walked 3, struck out 5. So it's a good walk to strikeout ratio. So we'll see how things go. Really be important for him, and as it always is with these kind of tournaments. In and around conference play, that you get some solid throwing from guys who aren't your number 1s and number 2s, and that's kind of the way. Right. So you move on to pick up a trophy or move on to the championship game or do whatever you do.
Sure. Well, to complete the battery, Henry Taylor behind the plate. So, this is not an unusual thing, although I don't think you see it as much as we used to years ago with a pitcher-catcher duty by the same individual.
Right.
All right, Caleb to the plate, and the pitch is swung on by the leadoff hitter, Tommy Muller. Tommy Muller is a sophomore. Here's the pitch, swung on a miss. So Caleb quickly ahead, 0-2. The 0-2 is down and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Atkinson was 1 for 3 and scored one of Griffith's runs earlier today.
Atkinson drowns the ball to second base. Up with it and on to first base. 4-3, out number 1.
When you move your regular shortstop, Brett Moats, or Austin Moats,
Austin,
from shortstop over to second, I don't think you're downgrading at all. So.
Not at all, no. Austin is a true middle infielder, and he never leaves the middle of the field because when he isn't at second or short, he's pitching.
Yes, he had an inning of relief in the loss to Central Catholic. Chad Muller is up for Griffith. He was 0 for 2, got hit by a pitch and scored the other run for Griffith. They got their first 2 guys on base in the first inning. They both scored, and that's as far
Hopped on top, and that was it.
As far as they got for the rest of the day.
2 balls, no strikes. This ball, Miller pops to the right side. Decker over. Sam has it for out number 2. So good job, Caleb, getting the ball around the plate, getting them to swing, and that is the formula for success. Matt Yovanovich coming to the plate, wearing number 11 and playing shortstop.
He had 2 hits. He in the first game. He was 2 for 2 with those 2 hits and drove in 1 run.
Here's a ball taken to right field. That'll drop in there. Sam over quickly, and ball also died very quickly out there in the grass. Almost a dead standstill when it got to him. So a runner on first base now with 2 down.
Dave, for as cool as weather as we've had for the spring, the outfield or the infield grass area looks phenomenal. It's in really, really nice shape.
Yes, it does. It's it's a beautiful ball field.
Yes, there's no question about that. And these people, from the top down to the last person who helps drag a rake around, they take a lot of pride in it.
All right, here's a swing and a miss by number 5,
Connor Cervantes.
Oh, Connor Cervantes. I was trying to see what grade he is here. Let's see. Throw the first runner back in time. I have a trouble lining that up. He's a sophomore.
All right. Connor was 1 for 2 and drove in a second run.
That might be a sign I need to put the glasses on, Jeff. Here's a pitch wide. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. Mr. Darren Haas behind the plate.
Yep. Mike DuBois is down at first base. He was behind the plate the previous game.
Runner goes. Pitch goes to the backstop. That'll be a wild pitch.
Cervantes did swing, so he's going to fall.
Yeah, he's 2 balls and 1 strike on the scoreboard, but I'm not, that's what I'm holding up on the call here. I'm not sure whether they count that a strike or not.
Okay.
Anyway, we got a 2-1 count on the board,
yep,
and it's 1-2 now.
We were right.
Darren catching things up. Okay, Caleb to the plate. Big breaking ball, hangs a little bit high. So the count evens at 2-2. Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down here. Top of the first. Just getting underway here in the consolation game of the Athenian Invitational Tournament. Here's a pitch swung on a miss. The ball into the dirt. Good job behind the plate. Picks it up and on to first base for out number 3. So for the Panthers, no runs. They did have a hit, and they had 1 runner left on base. Athenians coming to bat.
13 pitches for Caleb. 3, 4, 5, 8 strikes. So certainly off to a good start there.
Yes,
so
he was. He,
Yep. Keep them close. Keep them
smooth.
Griffith did it against Norwell. Was an early hitting team as well. But again, Norwell's pitcher was throwing a lot of strikes. Only got about 60 pitches. So it was very, very effective in the course of that ball game. So the Athenians, we'll see what happens. As I mentioned, once Griffith got into the bullpen, things got pretty ragged, and this is only their second trip out. They played their first game of the season, and then they got quarantined.
Okay.
COVID caught up to them, and they just started practicing again on Wednesday of this week. So they only had a couple of practices.
Yeah, that's tough.
Came down here. So with their loss to Norwell, they are 1-1 on the season. So when we say we don't have very many stats, on Griffith,
sure,
we ain't lying.
Yeah.
So. And the Athenians are going to move Andrew Martin to the number 1 spot in the batting order after 2 hits in the first game today. Andrew sits just under 500.
Well, I'm sure he leads the team in hitting,
yes,
for one thing.
Yep. When he got his first 2, I'm good friends with Andrew's father, Jesse. And he actually was listening to us at work before he came to the diamond to the field to watch the last innings. And he said that when Andrew got his first 2 hits in a row, that put him exactly at 500 hitting for the season. And then he made an out later in the game. So he's like at 460, something like that.
Yeah, he's been very consistent offensively and defensively.
And you talked about how he is playing a really good center field. So Wabash bound, one of those guys. He's been, great in the classroom and great on the ball field, and he will be some little giant, to say the least. So.
Well, we have Clark. I noticed they list Clark as an infielder on the program, but
right.
He has the mound duties here in this consolation game. He's a junior.
Yep. In their first outing, in the first game of the season, he pitched 2 innings, gave up 4 hits and a couple of earned runs. So we'll see. He's just so early for this team. So we'll get out there and let's just play ball and go from there. But this is his second technical appearance of the year.
Okay. Well, let's get all over him.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
So, Andrew Martin checking with Coach Moats. Take a couple of practice swings, and we're ready to go here in the bottom of inning number 1.
Yep.
No score. We put Martin into the batter's box. Clark wheels and deals up and away.
It would not surprise me if these early hitters don't have take signs, take a strike at least or something like that.
Here's a pitch, and this one's away. I don't think we gave a weather report, but the last I checked anyway, the temperature was up to about 59, I believe.
Austin's going to quick get to weather.com or something here.
And the wind was a little more substantial, like maybe around 14, and it is out of the northwest.
59 degrees.
59. Okay, yep. I was right on that.
And wind at a dozen.
Okay, well, it's dropped since I checked. I guess that's good news. Here is the 2-1, and that's down for a 3 balls, 1 strike count. So Andrew, a wide one away from getting on first base. Clark delivers. This is taken for a strike, a fastball over the inside corner. So a full count on leadoff hitter, Andrew Martin. Moats on deck. Here's the pitch. Line drive, base hit to left field. So Martin continues his hot hitting. Here's the ball that gets loose, but no advancement. So just what the doctor ordered.
Against Central Catholic, Andrew got on base. I think it was in the first inning. It got thrown out, caught stealing. We'll see it. We'll see what Coach Moats elects to do with son Moats at the plate.
squares the bunt, takes the pitch low, ball one. There's the ball thrown away, but no possible advancement. As shortstop in the backup position takes care of that one.
Yep.
Well, I think we'll keep the bunt on. What do you say here, Jeff?
I would say small ball. I say do it.
Martin with him, just an average lead. Next pitch, way outside. Oh, 2 balls, no strikes.
Austin looking for his first hit of the day. He was not able to reach base against CC.
Pitch taken for a strike. Take was on that time. Here we go back through the signals. And he will swing and foul it into the net. And we had the steal on. Andrew Martin on the move. Had a pretty good jump, actually. I think that his chances of being safe at second were, well, not 100% maybe, but very high percentage chance he had it stolen.
Like him. That's right. That's right.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch, Moat swing, ground to right side. It's going to go through there. Seeing eye, base hit, and Martin wheels all the way around to third. So Athenians with an early threat here.
The hit and run comes on, and hit and run pays off for Crawfordsville. So Moats delivers with a hit, and Martin on the fly never even stopped to wave at second base and moved all the way to third.
Right.
Yep. That'll bring up Fitcher.
Yeah, Zach taking a long look down at third base. And the only thing I think we could put on here is go ahead and run this first and third situation. But maybe wait and see. We'll see. He goes. He takes. Throw through. The runner is safe at second, and we will oh, no! He must have went off the bag. Well, it was a delayed call. And he's out at second base, so I'm not sure. I didn't think the throw had him initially, and it was a delayed call. Now our fans we have some fans really. Coach Moats now questioning the call.
He's safe.
Well, the umpire came over, and Coach Moats got a very short explanation and shook his head. You know, you can tell by facial expression sometimes. So I'm guessing that you were right, Coach, that he came off the base.
Yeah. Here's a pitch, strike on the outside corner. Well, now Austin has just done a replay over here, and he believes that we should have been called safe. But anyway, Athenians on the board here, 1 down now. Here's a pitch taken inside.
Just on the corner.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes as Zach Fitcher falls behind on the count. Zach hitting in the cleanup position. Here's the pitch swung on and missed. So 2 down for the Athenians. Zach a little disgusted with that at bat, shaking his head as it goes away. Actually looked like he had a pretty fat pitch to hit there.
He had a good one. I think he got fooled. I think he was looking for a straight fastball, and I think he got a little bit of a cutter and came in on his fists a little bit, and he wasn't able to come around on it the way he wanted to.
All right, Henry Taylor coming to the plate here. Swings and fouls that one off. Again, a little pool shot there off the end of the cue.
Henry reached on an error that scored Andrew Martin in the first game against CC, but otherwise he finished 0 for 3 on the day.
Here's the 0-1. It's taken into center field. Center field, though, is right there. Brings it in for out number 3. So your Athenians come up with 1 run on 2 hits, and they have no runners left on base because he was erased on the steal attempt at second base. Well, good to get on top. Good to get on top.
Play a little small ball right there, put Martin in motion, and the hit and run by Moats moves him to third base, and then the double steal turns into the run. That's if we haven't seen that several 100,000 times with Crawfordsville over the course of a lot of years. That's get a guy on, move him somehow, manufacture, get a run. That's
and we got 2 hits to get the run too.
Absolutely.
That was good. We didn't have to have something given to us.
Yep.
So Caleb Coons on for his second inning of work. And we got Henry trying to put things together up here. Didn't have his equipment on, ready to move into that catcher slot.
That's
and just
right.
made the last, or I guess the next to last out. Or no, he made the last out, didn't he? No,
Taylor flew out. Yep.
Yeah, he flew out. Well, umpires having a little conversation out there, but I wonder if it have something to do with that call at second base.
Could be. That's head coach Brian Jennings, who had a couple of conversations with the guys in blue during the first game. Not so much on, he wasn't arguing. His guys weren't getting strikes and they weren't making a couple plays. So, but early in the season for them, they're checking on these guys. Griffith is utilizing the one new major rule change in high school ball this year, and their pitcher Clark is designated as the DH. Okay. So he is the DH for the entire ball game.
Whether he goes off the mound
or not. If he comes off the mound,
yeah.
he may stay in the game as the designated hitter. So they're kind of reversing what the DH does in the role of a pitcher. And in the first game, they did the same thing with their starting pitcher, and eventually they moved like 4 different guys into to pitch, but their starting pitcher hit every time when his turn came up. So that's the only real big rule change, I think, in high school.
Okay, yeah. Well, good point to make, though. Okay, here we go with number 17, and this is Drew
Verska. Yep, he was 0 for 1 and had a sacrifice bunt in his first game.
Well, Verska takes the first pitch for a ball. Next one, he takes to left field. That's going to drop, and it'll be a stand-up double.
Dahl's got a way to run to go get that one.
Yeah, well, he really, didn't hit the ball all that far, but it was well placed down that left field line. Probably fell only about 4 feet inside the line, and so a good start here as Panthers have an immediate threat here in the top of the second.
Yes, indeed. Ian Clark.
Yeah, this is a pitcher, Clark, at the plate now.
He did play in the field in their first game against Norwell, went 0 for 2.
Pitch, he bunts the ball down the third base line. Coons fumbling the ball, will not have a play. There again, Caleb just tends to rush himself and not able to complete plays because he just gets too big a hurry. Mm-hmm. And so the runner moves to third, and now we have the same as the Athenians had, a first and third situation.
Yep.
Well, we have a little delay here. We're going to get number 10 coming out of the dugout.
Oh, that'll be a courtesy runner then for the pitcher.
Well, no, he's bat. I'm sorry. Yeah,
number 10's coming
he's
up.
coming to bat, but
that's Tommy Miller. Miller didn't play in the first game against Norwell, so this will be his first at bat of the day.
Miller, a sophomore catcher.
He kind of got caught by surprise.
Apparently, yeah. Well, I don't know whether he leaves his equipment on apparently, but then again, normally they get that pretty well stripped off. He knew he had to bat this inning.
Yeah, he's only the third guy there, so.
So let's see how quickly these guys are going to run this first and third situation. Throw the first, and we threw it away. So, boy, I tell you, we just, can't keep making those kinds of mistakes. I mean, again, we had absolutely no chance to pick him off. He wasn't that far off, and we can't make a connection.
Yeah, so that's back-to-back E1s, on getting him on base and now getting him to second base, and the run scores.
1-1 ball game. Runner at second, nobody out. Here's a bunt up in the air. Now there. Caleb, that's one of those things. I don't fault him for making the effort, but the wiser play is keep your balance, let the ball bounce, and you know we we came very close to throwing another ball away at first base, but anyway, we got the out there. Good hustle by Caleb, and one down, runner at third, representing the go-ahead runner run at this point. So
this will be Mike Feliciano.
yeah, Feliciano. I think we had two of those listed on the roster.
It's very possible. There may be a brother somewhere.
Here's the breaking ball, stays a little bit high.
Yep, he was 1 for 1 with a double earlier today.
This pitch taken up and in, so 2 balls, no strikes. Here's a 2-0, and that's down and in, so 3 balls, no strikes. Yeah, this is Mike Feliciano, and there is a sophomore, Nathan Feliciano. Yeah, I can say it. Feliciano won't work, but, you know, I was looking. Let's see, Mike is a junior. His brother is a sophomore, so.
Okay.
His brother's on the bench, however. Here's the pitch. This is hit to the right side. Oh, that's a bad bounce. Really bad bounce. You know what? I believe Jeff. I'd be tempted to give a base hit on that.
Oh, that was a horrible hop.
That ball, that ball came up and got. I think it probably hit Austin up around the shoulder.
It sure did.
It not only did it take a quick up hop, but it actually went a little bit from what would have been his left side to his right. Anyway, not a good bounce for the Athenians there.
And not a normal bounce that you see on this field either. That comes in, it might hit the edge of the grass.
Throw to first, runner back in time.
So and that of course scored the second run. It scored Clark. So now
this is the number 9 hitter, Carter Crow at the plate. He's a sophomore.
Yep.
Or, no, let me check. Yeah, he is a sophomore.
Plays right field.
There's a pitch bunted back to Caleb. He turns, throws a second. Good play, got the out there. Now the ball thrown a little low to first. Don't think we had him anyway, but that was a very good play by Caleb there as he fielded the ball quickly, made a good pivot, turn and throw the ball to second base.
Yep, that threw a really good strike right to second base too, and that allowed Corsi to come across and even have a shot.
Yeah, Caleb got the ball there with something on it, so we had a shot at that double play. So 2 down here. Pitch taken away.
This is the
The leadoff hitter, Tommy Muller. Yep. Well, all right. I see Crow checking his band, check the signals apparently from Coach over here.
Yep.
2 balls and no strike as that one comes inside. Athenians trailing here, 2-1. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed.
Well, Atkinson wanted a 2-run home run on that one.
Yeah,
that was a cut and a third.
Didn't get cheated. Coons to the plate. This ball gets away from Taylor. Runner on down to second base. So Griffith with another runner in scoring position.
They have taken advantage so far. Started off with a double and then a couple of errors and a sacrifice and an infield single. Have gotten a couple of runs in.
Athenians really struggling today with the defensive part of the ball game here. Here's a swing and a foul tip. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Top of inning number 2. Here's the pitch. Miller swings and take this one into shallow right field. The second baseman out. Under, and Moats pulls it in. So the Athenians not able to keep the Panthers off the board here, and they fall behind 2-1. Really, again, I don't know. We scored that an unearned run that time. Let me see.
Oh yeah,
I got to think. That has to be an unearned run.
The first
Yeah,
run,
has to.
Verska will be earned, but the but the Clark run will not.
Yeah.
Because Verska got on base, he eventually would have scored in the scenario of all the things that happened, and Clark reached on the air to start things off. So get a pitch count here. Let's see, 6, 8, 9, 10, 15, 16 pitches for Coons. Gives him 29 for the ball game.
Well, that's good.
Yep.
That's very good.
And 17 out of those are strikes. So good ratio. But the bottom line is that the Athenians still trail here going into the bottom of the second inning. And the 36th annual. It doesn't seem possible that this is a 36th year of the Athenian Invitational. And Central Catholic, I know, has been one of the very, very regular teams, in this affair over the course of the years.
Jeff, I have to refer to this every once in a while just to put things in a little bit of perspective. During my 3 years as a baseball player at Crawfordsville, we played less than 40 games.
In 3 years?
I believe it was 39.
Okay.
And we had no tournament.
Right.
We had no conference to play in, so there's no conference champion. We actually had no opponents in the county, so there's no county champions.
Oh, so you guys didn't play? You didn't play any of the other county schools?
Here's a swing and a miss by Coons. I'll quickly run that in and say, in those years, the American Legion team in Crawfordsville, here's the pitch, taken for strike 2. So Caleb falling behind on the count 0-2. We were actually the Crawfordsville summer program.
Got it.
So we played the county schools in the summer.
Okay.
Caleb swings and misses. So he's down quickly on 3 pitches for out number 1. I'll bring up Cale Corsi. Cale playing shortstop. So yeah, playing, I don't want to leave anybody out. I probably would, but here the teams I remember the best were like Darlington and Ladoga. Bill Boone, for example, playing at Ladoga.
Yep.
And we played pitch outside Dick Hafner, for example, from New Ross, and we had pretty close ball games with them.
Summer baseball was
well,
summer baseball.
Here's a pitch taken inside the corner, and the ball, 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 down, bottom half of inning number 2. Athenians trailing 2-1. Here's the pitch. This is a little bit low, so of course he hit on the count. 3-1. Well, in those years, virtually all the athletes played all the sports.
That's right. That's right.
Here's the pitch taken high.
So now, for example, since the baseball program was so limited in that, could you guys playing baseball in the spring also run track? Could you double up?
There was a time when they did that actually, and I think that ended right before. Yeah, I'm going to say I played baseball as a sophomore, and I think the year previous to that was when they ended that practice.
Yep.
Here's a throw to second to get to the first runner. Throw at first was late, and so on down to first base is Bryce Dowell, and we'll have 2 down. So that'll bring up Cale Weimer. Cale back at third base.
Yep.
Cale had a unusually tough defensive game from all aspects. Here's a ground foul. I think he had an error at third base and then had an error from the pitching standpoint, but he also struggled with the pitching into the game more than we've seen him this season.
Right.
Just not able to keep the ball out of the dirt too many times.
Yeah, he was one of the relief pitchers.
Dial away from first. Here's a ground ball. Fair ball. Third baseman has it. Throws low, and they can't hold it over there. So that'll be an error on the third baseman. The ball it really didn't bounce. It just hugged the ground there, and that Chad Muller just really had time, but threw the ball into the ground, and first baseman could not come up with it.
Right. And like, as you mentioned, it got some of the grass, which changes the spin on it.
Yeah.
Didn't give it the elevation, and then it just skipped right into the first baseman's mitt.
Decker swings and fouls it back. Right fielder Sam Decker, senior.
Decker 0 for 2 earlier today against Central Catholic.
Well, Sam actually missed 2 years in a sense because he played baseball as a freshman and did not play his sophomore year, and obviously didn't play last year. So good to see him back on the field.
Certainly.
Talented player.
Yep.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. It's the bottom of the second inning. Athenians trailing 2-1.
A hit here would be huge from the number 9 spot.
It's a pitch. This ball is down. Good job laying off there. Sam is an aggressive hitter. Talking about him getting his 1 at bat per game early in the season. He was swinging at the first pitch.
Yes. Is two times up as this pitch is in the dirt. His 2 pitches at bats today swung at the first pitch both times.
Yeah, that's Sam. 3 balls and 1 strike, and he's been making it work for the most part. Today, earlier, kind of flying out, but getting good bat on the ball. Here's a 3-1, swung on and missed. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners should be on the go here. This is a good chance to score 2 if we can find a little bit of a gap. Runners off, swung on and missed, though, and something down and in. But I think too close to take, and Sam goes down swinging. So cannot come up with anything. We have no runs and no hits, but we did strand 2 runners on base.
Yep.
So at the end of 2 full, line score looks like this. The Panthers from Griffith lead the Athenians. They have 2 runs on 3 hits and 1 error. Your Athenians with 1 run, 2 hits, and 2 errors. And got to find a way to stop having as many on that last block out there on the scoreboard as we have on the first.
Yeah. Your errors can't match your runs or match. Your errors can't match any number. Your errors have got to be substantially lower, and that's been the issue. We saw that against Central Catholic, and I know that there have been some ups and downs on some of that during the course of the season, and that goes back. I had a really nice chat with Southmont coach Brad Weiniger last night, and his team. Number 1, no seniors, 1 junior, and that junior's not playing right now. So there are 8 sophomores and a freshman, so all basically playing like a junior varsity level. Not the guys are playing that, but they are junior varsity level against the varsity, against all the other teams, and so they're, they had a year off. So basically, you've got a bunch of guys who are all 8th graders.
Yeah.
And now here they are playing varsity ball, and there's just lots of little things. And he talked about that. He just said, Jeff, he said it's just going to take. It's going to take the whole season to
exactly.
Get this
Everybody knows that, and so that's, in a way, it's a chance. First learning is sometimes fast learning, so they can improve a lot during the course of the season.
Yes.
Well, I'll turn this over to Jeff here.
No sweat.
And
not
any better shape than we did in game 1.
This is about what it was. I think it was 2-1.
Indeed.
You're right. This is Chad Muller at the plate for Griffith, and first pitch is a strike, second pitch not. So we'll sit at 1-1. Muller flied out to right field, his first time up. Wind has picked up as Coach talked about out of the northwest at all of 10 to 12 miles an hour. This pitch just inside, making it 2 balls and a strike. Griffith struggled mightily. They could not find some strikes to throw. Their relief pitching really struggled against Norwell in a 12-2 loss. Here's a line shot.
Yeah, it's going to be down.
Yep, Dahl's going to have to chase this one over to the left sideline, and holding up with a single will be Muller. So a couple of pokes out there to the left field stripe have given Griffith a couple of guys on base. One guy scored already. Muller leads off the top of the third, and this will bring up Matt Yovanovich, who was the hot hitter in the first game and also has a single today. So he is 3 for 3 right now here at Crawfordsville. He's got to like the sight lines here at Athenian Field.
Throw to first.
Yep.
Good stop over there. Again, not a real accurate throw over there.
Mm-hmm. So, Fitcher is playing first this ball game with the moving around. Taylor is behind the plate, who had been at first. Coons, who was behind the plate, is now pitching. So one substitution turns into 3. That pitch down. The big tall righty gets the corner for a called strike. He's a more patient worker too. He doesn't work real fast. He kind of gets set, gets his sign, gets set again, and then delivers.
You know, Griffith brought a pretty good crowd with him here.
Yes.
A few miles away.
Yep.
Nice pitch.
Yep. Called strike again. Norwell had a nice crowd. They're all kind of. I don't know if they all headed to go do some sightseeing or shopping in Crawfordsville and Montgomery County, or just kind of hiding out. But they also, coming from a ways away. Here's a.
Should stay well fouled, but nobody's going to be able to get to it.
That's out into the bullpen and bounces up over the fence. So that will keep the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes for Yovanovich. He hits in the 3 spot. The cleanup hitter Cervantes is next. Coons has a strikeout. That was Cervantes, but his Athenians are down 2-1 here in this consolation game of the 36th annual Athenian Invitational. Breaking ball, called third strike. So it was on the upper edge of the strike zone, but that's the call, and it's the second strikeout for Coons, and that'll bring up Cervantes with 1 out, 1 on.
I've been watching Bryce Dow on the left field and notice again a throw to first again. Bryce plays deeper than Evan Cheney when he was playing left field.
Yep.
I'm not exactly sure why. That may be a team decision or a coaching decision. There's a really close play over there. In fact, Caleb wanted that. It was very close play.
He thought he had him, but a dive back proves otherwise. Swing and a miss at a fastball.
Yeah, got that one in under the hands.
Toughest place to hit when you got one right on the fist, especially on a fastball. 0-1. Here's another throw.
Well, I actually believe from this pitching standpoint, you can be maybe more effective throwing hard inside at the high school level than you. Oh my! Step off. And now run him. Oh, you didn't run him far enough, but he's out. Okay. Good job, guys. That was all right.
Yep.
You know, when you only have to make the one throw after you get him in the trap.
So that puts the second out up on the board and clears the bases.
Yeah, we'll take that out.
Yes, indeed. And Coach Jennings, if you can't see the smoke pouring out from the collar of his coat, that exact same situation is how the game ended against Norwell. Foul ball.
Well, I tell you, Coach Moats essentially saw the same thing with runners going from second to third.
Yep.
And I'm sure the steal wasn't on, so we've not quite yet figured out exactly what happened there.
Good call there.
I think I think in one case anyway, it might have been a misinterpreted signal. Kind of.
Boy, I didn't realize that baseball signals had room for movement. Oh, there's a
Well, off the helmet.
hit off the helmet, so it was a deflection. So he heads immediately down to.
So they give us one, take one off for us, and
Yeah.
then we turn around
Put a guy right
and
back
return
on.
the favor and
Yep.
put one on. So
And Drew Verska comes up, and Verska doubled and scored
First baseman.
his first time up. So we're at the two guys who did the damage for Griffith in the second inning. Verska is playing first base defensively. Called strike. Coons had 29 pitches in the first 2 innings. He's working on about.
oh, we got him. Oh, whoa.
He almost had him.
Well, you know, again,
This is where
look,
I respectfully disagree.
I do too, but you know what? You see where the umpire is?
Yep.
That tag, he was probably blocked from the actual tag.
Pitch up. Yeah, that's in our game, our earlier game. You talked about that. You know, players jump up, batters are somewhere like that. You know, umpires are easily blocked from not the entire play, but a little piece of it.
But you still have to make a call.
That's exactly right. Pitch outside.
Here's a throw. My. Down
And
the
into
line.
right field.
You know, like another E2. We're seeing too many of those. In fact, I would not be surprised if our catching position, and I say that because it's more than one player, probably leads the team in errors.
It wouldn't surprise me. Yep. Yeah. And they're some of them are kind of high risk throws. So.
Well, sometimes we make, they're high risk in the sense we make throws that really probably have very, very little chance for it to be a positive situation.
Taken out. Right. This pitch is low. Verska sits at 3-1 with that runner now in scoring position. That's Cervantes. Breaking ball does not catch the corner.
So the old pitch count's beginning to
Yeah.
come up a little bit this inning.
5, 8, 13, 17 already in
So
this,
that's-
at bat. So that's
But still not bad if you'll clean it up right here.
give him the high strike.
Oh, yeah, and I had an
Yeah.
coming from the
Yep.
right side dugout there.
Yeah, Ian Clark is our hitter. He reached on an error and scored in the second inning.
Good pitch.
That was a good breaking ball for a called strike. So he's way behind 0-2. Yeah, Clark bunted that ball, and that's the one that got thrown away.
Right side.
Punched it.
Will it stay fair? It won't.
It's going to fall foul. Long run for Sam Decker.
Yeah, Sam got just about to the foul line there, and but the ball probably 10 feet wide of that at least.
It'll stay the count at 2 strikes, and everybody will reset. Cervantes off first, Verska off. I'm sorry, off second, Verska off of first. 2 outs, 2 strikes.
Yeah, pitcher's pitch right here. Oh, gap.
And a stroke out to right center field. Scores 1. Advances the second guy. Runners on the corners. So Clark has done major damage. Reached base twice. Now he gets a run batted in. Moves a runner to third and scores 1 to make it 3-1. On an 0-2 pitch. That'll drive a coach crazy. Never want to give a guy much to hit on 0-2.
Yeah,
So
I think
Tommy Miller next up. He put down a sacrifice bunt his first time up. Called strike.
see if they're not a little conservative here. I don't think they're going to run this first and third.
Doesn't.
Good pitch.
Yep, Called strike again, 0-2, but that didn't work the last time. So we'll see.
Fun on this. Yeah, good job. Good
That's
job.
3. That's all 3. So the Athenians, with catching that guy trying to steal second base, bought themselves that extra out. Otherwise, this inning could still be a mess. Yep.
Could have gotten ugly. Yep.
One run on one hit for Griffith. There was just the one error, a hit batter. That's about the extent of it. 1 and 2 guys left on base. Let's see if we get back to my pitch count here. 4, 9, 12, 17, 21, 24 pitches. Gives Caleb now 53 pitches through 3 innings.
Yeah, maybe a little more than you'd like, but not terrible.
Right. All right.
Yeah, Clark on for his third inning of work, so
Yep.
Athenians did get the bats going here.
Yep. Clark has struck out 3 as Crawfordsville will start through the order for the second time. Martin, who singled and scored in the first inning, followed by Moats and Pitcher. So a little bit more of this back in the good old days. So 13 or so games in the high school baseball season.
Yeah, we were actually we were playing a 14-game schedule with the high school.
Okay.
Played a lot more in the summer.
Got it. And you're basically the Crawfordsville High School team basically became the City Legion team.
Absolutely.
So it's not like now where they're bringing Legion guys in from all over the area to
No,
it's one team.
I mean, it was still post 72, obviously, but
Right.
you know, it was all Crawfordsville players.
Sure. So now the Darlington guys and the Waynestown guys and were they all Legion teams too?
No,
they were just city teams.
It was they were high school.
Got it. So
team
it was a summer league, summer baseball league.
Yeah, we did, and actually we did not schedule it as league play as such. They were just games, so that there was no league champion or anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, part of what I was going to, there was no chance for our team to be a champion team.
Of anything. Exactly. So, interesting. Yeah, no sectional, no playoffs, no conference, not even a county thing. So, yeah, you just played the game for the fun of it.
Well, we did indeed, and I probably in the past have spoken a lot more about. We grew up playing games when I was very young, but we had both baseball and fast pitch softball.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a wonderful system in Crawfordsville at that time where essentially every elementary school in the summer for 8 weeks was a recreation center.
Okay.
And we spent our time right there,
Yep.
and we were playing ball many times all day long.
Sure.
And we had at least a Tuesday and Thursday game, and we were, like I said, we were playing a double league situation. We were playing a league of fast pitch softball along with the baseball.
Interesting. That's great. Andrew Martin has been very patient at the plate here. He has worked himself into a 3-1 count. Fouled off the first one as everybody was watching, and now has taken 3 kind of inside almost on the elbow.
Hustle, you're on.
That's underneath, and that will certainly go as a base hit.
Yeah, I was probably helped a little bit from the standpoint. I had a couple of standpoints. I was able to play Legion ball because of the way we were right after my freshman year.
Sure.
Now, I'm not too big right now, but I was really small then. And so to be able to play varsity baseball as a sophomore who weighed about 110 pounds, but the summer program helped me with that because Coach Bill Chase was actually a guy who was a professional baseball player, a very small fellow. In fact, I think by the time I graduated, he and I were about the same height.
Okay.
But he played actually for the St. Louis Cardinals a while.
That's great. Martin moves. Moats looked to put the bunt down and did not. Pulled it back, got the ball call. Martin with an easy steal of second base. So puts him in scoring position.
So Bill Chase was the.
I apologize. They did say that Moats offered, so it's a 1-1 count.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
But anyway, Bill Chase.
We take this pitch down.
Yep.
Bill Chase was a job that I took later during the summer recreation program that I talked about. They had a person who was kind of a playground supervisor of all the playgrounds, and you provided, here's a pop, and the catcher can't get to it. You provided the tournament schedules and the equipment and for all the where's horseshoe pitching or whatever went on at these recreation areas, and Bill was in charge of that, and so he kind of found me out as a young kid, and so when I got up to high school, he kind of knew where I was in my baseball mentality, I guess you'd say, as much as anything, because I was kind of, hey, get down, ball, get down, get down.
That one is down.
Going to wave him. Nope. Now we hold him up. Good job. Well, good job because we get second base.
Yeah.
So a nice hit there by Austin. So, yeah, Bill had known me, and in fact, he talked to me as a young kid. So when I got up there a chance to play for him, I think I don't know where he gave me a break, but a lot of people probably wouldn't have looked at a guy my size too long, but he knew where I was as far as the baseball and let me get right in there, and so I was able to
some chances.
to start right away as a sophomore.
No, that's absolutely great. So Crawfordsville puts a threat on here as the leadoff hitters are now at second and third.
Well,
pitcher takes a strike.
Yeah, I was going to say this is a really important bat here.
Yes.
We have nobody down.
Yep.
And we've got the tying runs. Here's a long drive.
Yeah.
The wind knocking it down, by the way.
Go. And Martin will score without any problems. Moats looks to.
Ooh, my.
Moats had tagged up.
My.
He was a couple steps to fake. He faked a run and then got back quickly. So that will give pitcher an RBI.
Good job. Good at bat.
And Martin scores Crawfordsville's second run of the game, and it's his second run scored.
Yes.
So Crawfordsville trades an out for a run. Moats stays at second. Henry Taylor is up, takes one in the dirt.
Good job of the catcher there.
Yep.
We'd love to have that get by and have Moats on down to third.
So the cleanup hitter for the Athenians. Moats with a wide lead. This ball's down, and he broke anyway.
Come on. Out of way.
Yep.
Good job. I tell you, we could have got another break there. That ball could have gotten on down the line, couldn't it?
That's right. Because it hopped into the grass. All it's got to do is take one little skip. So Moats breaks, gets the stolen base, and he is at third base. And the count is 2-0 as that pitch was down in the dirt.
That ought to do it. That ought to do it.
And it's actually going to be a seeing eye single here. So Taylor will get the RBI one.
Caleb now a chance to, as they like to say, help himself.
Yes, indeed.
The
Pitcher at the plate,
Yep.
and
struck out.
had it. Yeah,
his
I can
first
say he
time
had
up, but
a tough time the first at bat, but.
yeah, but he's got the he certainly got the wherewithal to put one to a gap or farther away.
Well, Caleb, what he did there is what he's got to do. Caleb this year in the bats that I've observed, which by now this time been quite a few, he's going to have a pinch runner here, Jeff.
Okay. And that actually will be a courtesy runner.
Courtesy runner number 5, Evan Cheney.
And this is Evan Cheney, number 5, who will.
Yeah, Caleb, I was going to say he has had a tendency to go out of the strike zone a little bit too much. Good to be aggressive, but you want to get hittable pitches. And there's a pitch right there. It's pretty tough. I mean, I'll just say that was a good pitcher's pitch right there.
Yeah.
It may have had a piece of the inside corner. I'm not sure though.
And it sure had to drop on it. So it was either a tough slider or a bit of a changeup, and he got over the top of it with his swing. 0-2.
Down the line, foul. That going.
Well, it's guard the plate time at 0-2, so you gotta go after most anything that's close, and he did there.
Yeah.
The Athenians have put 2 up and tied this ball game here in the bottom of the 3rd inning against the Griffith Panthers. Away and down. Coons lays off of it. My guess is that he will see one more just about in that same spot. Down.
Staying alive.
Yep.
Staying alive.
Fouls it off his leg.
Yeah, Jeff, I don't think we're going to have anything hit out of here, certainly to center field or left field today with that wind's blowing.
I don't know if Hank Aaron could get one out of this park today. 365 to dead center field with that wind blowing like it is.
Good job, Caleb.
Yep, fights another one off.
Well, I'm not saying our sac fly a while ago was going to go out, but it would have been back pretty close to the fence, I think, on a normal day.
And after, and it was not windy at all for game 1 and 2.
No.
And now we've got a few more clouds and a lot brisker wind, which still makes it feel pretty chilly. And timeout asked for. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up for Coons.
Well, we're running pitch count on Mr. Clark here.
That's right.
Oop.
Reached out for one.
Okay.
This will be in the infield. And Yovanovich comes over to flag it down. So that's 2 outs now for Crawfordsville here in the 3rd inning. And Cale Corsi will come up. Corsi drew a walk his first time up.
Well, here's a guy that deserves to have a little Texas leaguer or something like that drop in because he's hit enough balls at him and hit them hard.
Yep. Fouls one off of a couple guys there. Himself, catcher, maybe the umpire.
Of course, he likes the ball up in the zone. He's a pretty aggressive hitter. I think he just likes to swing, really.
Some guys do.
There we get an extra base.
Yep, wide and loose. So that'll move Corsi on the wild pitch up into scoring position. So now a base knock by Corsi can give Crawfordsville the lead. The Athenians are 4-3 on the season after a loss today. They split with Danville in the first week of the Sagamore Conference schedule last week. They got Tri-West coming up next week. Be a good test for this team again. Tri-West battled Southmont pretty hard. And swings at the off-speed pitch. Can't catch up with the curveball. Of course, he goes behind 1 and 2. So now, do you put Taylor on the fly? Nope. Foul ball. This is going to drift out of play.
Yeah, that ball got in on his hands a little bit there.
Yep.
Didn't get the bat through.
Yep.
But the thing that I noticed about Cale Corsi is that he does pretty well use, well, I won't say he's gone down the right field line, but he's hit several balls kind of over the second baseman or at the second baseman in that area, but he's also pulled a few shots to the left side pretty well.
Just kind of goes with wherever the pitch is thrown.
Good job staying in there.
Ball. Yep. Pitch number 6 coming up.
Look at that arm on Mr.
Oz,
Umpire. Darren, very good center fielder in his day.
My comment was just going to be he was a pretty good baseball player for this program back a whole bunch of years ago.
Just a few years ago.
Yep. Comes from a athletics family there.
Ball gets loose.
Yep, ball away.
Well, one more gets loose. We're going to take the lead.
That's it. So Taylor has moved from first to third on 2 wild pitches after singling and driving in a run, so Taylor can complete a productive trip to the plate if we can find a way to get him across. 2-2's a count. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming. Again. Coots needed 7 pitches. It's a chopper, a couple of hops to short.
Yeah, kind hop, ball in the dirt. Good job by the first baseman.
Yeah, good scoop by Verse, could have pulled that out. So the 6-3 ends the inning. The Athenians do score 2 to tie things up. 2 runs on 2 hits. There was not an error. I do not see one.
Jeff, since we were going back in the history of way, let me throw out another name here. A really great gentleman by the name of John Bowerman, an uncle to the well-known Charlie Bowerman.
Okay.
And John was my first American Legion coach. As I said, I got to get into that Legion program early, and of course my dad. I actually played 4 years in that Legion program.
Nice.
And my dad coached the last 3, and then later coached my brother John. So that was a great program. Of course, years later, I was able to coach a few years there and coach my own sons. So that was a great deal.
Yes. The American Legion baseball program is second to none. It's just been a phenomenal program. It's done so much for young baseball players over the course of, 5 generations now, 70, 75, 80 years, something like. I know they celebrated a big milestone. They were going to last summer, and then COVID, of course, changed everything, and there was no Legion program last summer. So,
all right.
So I want to cross my fingers and hope that there is one coming back for this year.
Yeah. Well, with all that playing I did, when I went to college, I was absolutely not known as a baseball player, and believe me, I was a better baseball player than I was a wrestler, even though I was fortunately I did get to the state tournament. But anyway,
you're pretty good at wrestling.
I think I got a lot better in college. But anyway, I went to college, but I was able to go in as a freshman as a backup shortstop, and my senior year we had a great team over at the University of Indianapolis.
Right. Called strike there on Mike Feliciano, who leads off the top of the 4th.
And I throw out one more name on that because I want. This guy was a great guy, Bill Bright, who you may have heard of as baseball coach over there. Now, here's a name that probably in some areas is certainly better. My first baseball coach at the University of Indianapolis, which was Indiana Central at that time, was Angus Nickerson, longtime Indiana All-Star coach.
Yep.
Going back to the
man, I recognize that name.
Oscar Robertson and
the history of.
Yeah,
because that was back before they changed coaches every year. Nickerson.
Angus. Good job.
2 hopper to third. Good throw. Out 5-3. 1 out. Top of 4. So Angus was your first coach, huh?
Yeah, my freshman year. Only got in trouble with him one time. Like I say, I was not a regular starter. I'd started some games, and one game that I started down at Hanover, I'd gotten on second. I do not remember exactly how, but anyway, I'm on second, and I noticed this catcher liked to throw. And so I said, well, I'm going to bait him a little bit, see what he'll do. And I got a pretty big jump out at second base, And I saw him do a fake punt once. And I think he wants to throw. Yeah. So I get off again. This time he throws. Well, as soon as it's out of his hand, I'm on my way to third.
Yep.
And really, I'm in there safe. Not any problem. But, Angus, you really didn't think I needed to be that aggressive out there on that play.
So it's a good thing you're safer. You'd still be running laps.
Anyway, we scored and all was well.
That's good. That's good.
Had a thing with another name you would like to know here. I'll give you in a minute.
Okay. 3-0 automatic. 3-1. This is Carter Crow, the number 9 hitter for Griffith. Reached on the fielder's choice.
Oh, good pitch.
Yeah, on the corner. He didn't think so, but
he was looking for a walk. Is all going on there, right?
He just guessed wrong. Full count.
Yeah, right there. That was
Oh.
fat.
That pitch was better than the second one, so he's got no one to blame but himself.
Well,
Yeah.
now, you know what? I've noticed Caleb is his velocity is not consistent. You can
Okay.
tell he's throwing some pitches harder than others,
Okay.
and I think part of that, I struggle with control a few times, and I'm just not confident
Yeah.
letting it go. But he
Yeah.
let that baby go.
Sure did. So yeah, and you know what? He's kind
Boy,
of
great
That
bunt,
is.
great bunt. Nah, didn't matter. He's
Yeah.
on. You had no play.
Yeah. Weimer came in and would have needed 8-inch long spikes to.
Yeah.
So what's that old group? 9-Inch Nails. That's some old music group, I think.
Well-
That's what Weimer would have needed. He needed 9-inch nails on his shoes there to not slip. Base hit on the bunt. That's by Atkinson.
I don't know whether any high school player is going to make that play. That was just excellent.
You just couldn't have put it in.
Oh, there was a little closer there than we would ever been throwing him out at first.
Yeah.
So I think he wants to go. So what I think he's telling us.
Okay. And we're still waiting on this name. You said there was one more name we
No,
wanted to
I'm hanging.
We'll get to it.
Let's get this inning.
Yeah.
Let's get this third out here.
Swing and a miss. This is Chad Muller, who is 0 for 2.
Another throw there, but
Yep.
he's gone.
There's the throw, and that's
Wrong side. It was going to be pretty close if it was on the first base side.
yep. He got an awfully good jump.
He really did.
And then the ball was down low, to Taylor, and then the throw to the other side. So it was like 3 strikes. 3 strikes, you're safe.
Well, Atkinson runs pretty well. I wouldn't call him a burner, but he got down there pretty good. Oh, my.
Well, that missed him.
I was going to say, I think he'd probably take that one for the team, maybe.
Well, he didn't jump out of the way, and they just flat out missed him at the feet. So that moves the count to 2-1. And another baseball gets tossed out. That's 2.
Well, when the ball's that far inside, you can actually go ahead and put your
Yes.
leg where the ball is,
Yep. Ball's low, 3-1. As we said, Muller flied out his first time, reached and was caught stealing in the third inning. Griffith got a run in that third to take a lead that Crawfordsville has tied since. Ooh, that one just dropped below his knees.
Well,
The moms didn't think that was a good
yeah,
call.
they didn't like that.
No. So that puts two on with 2 out here in the 4th inning.
Boy, I thought we were going to get out of this thing without any
Yep.
real problem, but now we got a little bit of a problem going.
Yeah. We got the first 2 guys out, and now we got all kinds of issues going on.
But see, well, here the main issue, and here Coach Welliver out to talk about that main issue is how you get the ball over the plate.
Yeah, that's part of it now. Yovanovich is up. He singled and took a called strike 3. His 2 trips to the plate. Coach Welliver just conversing with his much taller senior pitcher out there.
Yeah, we were trying to decide whether he's 6'5" or.
Yeah,
What-
he's got to go about that. So
Oh, the other name,
yes,
Tony Hinkle.
no, that Tony Hinkle.
That Tony Hinkle.
Yes.
Who coached everything that they played over at Butler.
Well, yes, I think if they'd had a hockey team, he would have coached the ice hockey team too.
Well,
so.
we were wrestling across town. We said, well, Butler doesn't have a wrestling team, but that's because Tony can't coach it.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I got a chance to work the NCAA tournament, did 4 days at Hinkle, and called strike there. And I'll tell you what, all of my CBS and Turner friends that I was working with over there, they got they got a 4-day history from all of us locals about Butler, Hinkle Fieldhouse, Tony Hinkle, Butler basketball, all that. That's a foul ball.
Yep.
Came right off of Yovanovich.
Well, head on the count now this time. We need to close it out right
We gotta
here.
Get this guy out and get these 2 guys off base. Yeah, we've kind of we sailed through inning 1 and 2, and boy, we just kind of as they say, we've lollygagged our way through this 3rd and 4th. Pitch up.
Okay, let's make it happen right here. We don't want to go full here. That puts the runners in motion, and it's not good.
No.
Get him right here.
That's a good.
And he did.
Totally
big breaker.
Totally fooled Yovanovich.
Well, Tony Hinkle, and he did know those 3 sports. I remember back in the 50s, probably as early as when I was in junior high, coming over to Wabash and watching Wabash and Butler go head-to-head in football.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember a lot of things about Tony, but one of the things I remember we were playing Butler over at Butler in baseball, and I'd gotten a hit, which was a pretty typical hit for me, into left center field as a left-handed hitter.
Okay.
So the next time I came to play, he moved his center fielder over into that more or less left center fielder gap. Moved his right fielder way away from the line over there. And
he's going to teach you, huh?
We had a little bit of a line on this pitcher, and I said, Tony's. I mean, he came right out almost to the foul line, waved those guys over, kind of made an issue out of it.
Right.
I said, well, I'm going to try to get you.
Yep.
And we knew the pitcher, and the pitcher kind of loved his breaking ball. I said, as a left-handed hitter, I said, he throws me one of those breakers. I said, I know I can pull that thing down.
Turn on it, right.
And fortunately, I was able to one-hop the right field fence. So Tony didn't get up when I came to bat anymore. But anyway.
Yeah. He probably didn't like you when you came up to bat anymore either.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, we won. Seriously, I've never figured out why, because I've come back several times with the wrestling thing over there to different acknowledgments. But anyway, we never called our baseball team back over there. If we did, I missed it. I don't think. Right. I was the starting shortstop in the senior year, which, like I said, we had a great year. We won the conference early. Should have beaten Purdue in a doubleheader. We beat them the first game and had one bad inning in the second game.
Yeah.
But we actually had 4 really good pitchers, and it was just a great ball club. But anyway, we have gotten away from one another. I don't know whether I could locate any of them right now.
Okay.
But I'm losing the other name I wanted to say. But anyway, here we go.
Well, first pitch is down low, and this is Bryce Dowell is up, and Griffith has gone to the bullpen, and the other Feliciano boy is in. So this is number 13.
And we've gone to the bullpen also.
Yes. Oop, this pitch is behind him. So, and this is Mike. Nope, excuse me.
Yeah,
number
13 is Nathan. He's the
Nathan.
Other Feliciano.
Yep. Next pitch also down, so it's...
Yeah, Nathan's a sophomore.
Yep, 3 pitches, 3 balls here. Dowell will reach on a fielder's choice, his last trip up, only trip up. Takes a strike. So the book on Clark will be 3 innings pitched and the 3 runs and the 4 hits allowed. Dowell fouls one off of his
well, this is where
foot or ankle.
The Panthers got in trouble in game number 1 for them. Once he went to the bullpen, and things kind of went downhill for them. So
let's see if I can mimic that old movie, The Music Man. It was a capital T, and back then that movie was capital T rhymes with P and that stands for pool. That's how that old song goes. Well, it was a capital T, it rhymes with B and it stands for balls.
Okay.
Because Griffith walked 10 guys and only allowed a couple of hits and still ended up losing by 10 runs. This pitch
there we go.
Yep. And Dowell will stroll to first. So the bottom of the order up for Crawfordsville here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Cale Weimer is up, reached on an error. There's a quick throw over. Dowell will be told again by Coach Welliver.
Take care of him.
That's right.
He's not going anywhere on a steal situation.
No, there's a throw over again.
The main thing here is you want to learn his good stance to start with, and then a good secondary lead.
Right. So now do we bunt Weimer? That's the next score.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm wrong.
Oh, he's
we're
inside.
trying, boy.
Yep.
We're trying to. Well, hey, congratulations to our freshman down there. He got a good secondary lead, but he wasn't. You know, a lot of times the guys will make a mistake. They see him go to the bunt, they'll just kind of take off.
Yes.
You know,
and then get caught stealing. You know.
Yeah, goes a. Wow.
Bunt. Oh, how he bunted that is beyond me, but he did. And
he dropped the ball. That's safe.
He sure did.
Yeah, that wasn't on the transfer.
No, not exactly sure. I think that's got to go with an E3. It's an error no matter what happens. E3. It wasn't on the throw. Didn't really pull it off.
It's a sacrifice first of all, and then an E3.
Yeah, so Weimer will not be he will not get the offer like he would if it was a straight E3. So, but the error makes it all good for Crawfordsville. Dowell stands at second. Weimer is at first. There's nobody out, and Sam Decker will bring his hot.
Yeah, we're going to bunt here.
Yeah.
If he'll throw a strike, we're going to bunt. Well, I don't know. In the last case, we didn't even have to have a strike to bunt, did we?
Yeah, that last ball just about polished Weimer's belt buckle. So he managed to put the bunt down though, and it's all good. Decker pushes it.
Tried to make it too good.
Yeah.
Tried to make it too good. That's something we talked about in another ball game. That, if you're bunting for a hit, okay, I'm all in for that. But you right here, that's not to get it between the lines.
Yeah.
Get it between the lines.
Make it fair. The grass will slow it down and eat it up.
I mean, you do want to keep it a little bit away from the pitcher so he can't get an out at third here. But
right. Gonna bunt again.
Sam.
Yeah, that pitch was up on him, and so that made the bunt really, really difficult. Then he bunts a foul, so now he's down 1-2.
Coach most surely wouldn't do this, but I might actually ask my man to bunt on
again. Sure.
2-strike situation.
Yeah, just say, you know what, we got to learn how to do this. This is it. We got to learn how to bunt.
He is.
And
he made the same mistake again. That time was just mechanical.
Yeah.
He just didn't give his body into the right situation or in the right position there to get that between the lines. So there's a lesson there, and I'm sure that'll be brought out to the whole team right there.
Right.
That you got to execute. There.
Yep. That registers the first out for Crawfordsville, but it does bring the top of the order up, and hot swinging Andrew Martin, 2 for 2. And just takes the
right at him
pitch.
though.
Yep, hits it right at a guy. Oh, good thing Weimer didn't.
See,
don't even. He left early.
Well, here's what you got to stress those things. Sam gets a bunt down. We're ahead now.
Yes.
And,
oh yeah, one mistake pays forward sometimes 2 or 3 times. So. Yeah, because that easily would have scored a run from third base. So Martin makes his first out of the game, and with 2 outs, Austin Moats now will need to come up with a hit. He did get one his last at bat, takes a called strike here. Moats singled and scored in the third. In fact, he scored what is still the tying run, Crawfordsville's third run of the game. This one's in the dirt. Good job blocking. That was Miller by Griffith. Miller is obviously the secondary catcher because he did not play in the first game and is catching this game. 1-1 for the left-hander. Moats takes the ball. The freshman Bryce Dowell leads off second base. He walked, advanced on air, swing and a miss. Moats
Too big a swing and body flying open.
Exactly. He thought one pitch and he took a swing and it turned out to be another pitch, and that evens the count at 2-2. So got to guard the plate now.
Yeah, need to put it in play.
And he
did.
It's a race to first.
Close. Ball's on the ground.
Dropped.
We're going to score the lead run. He's under the tag.
Absolutely. Good hustle by Dowell right there. So Crawfordsville makes it happen, taking advantage of an error here. So we'll go E3 on that.
Good job of a base running by a freshman there.
That was.
Able to get around and score.
Dowell was just flat out hustling, and also on the hustle was Cale Weimer, who now stands at third base. So the error turns to an unearned run. Dowell is in to give Crawfordsville the 4-3 lead. Weimer on third with 2 outs. Moats on first, also with 2 outs.
Well, let's see if we press it here and run this first and third.
Oh, I would. Absolutely. Pitcher.
Not in here.
Nope. Pitch outside. Pitcher struck out his first trip up and hit a sacrifice fly that drove in Martin, his second trip up. Griffith setting up the defensive signals out there as you saw the catcher move out in front of the plate. Hand to head, hand to chest protector, glove outstanding.
We have another freshman down here trying to score.
There's a rip.
Everybody should be safe.
Yep, deep to short. That'll be an infield base hit and an RBI.
Yeah, good job of hitting Mazak.
Oh, absolutely right. Put it in a perfect spot. And Yovanovich had to go a long way, as everybody saw. A long way to go get it. He did knock it down, but even if he completely comes up clean, he does not get the force out at second.
No.
And no chance anywhere else. So Moats is safe, Pitcher is safe, and Weimer is in. And up comes Taylor. And that pitch is outside. So the Athenians have done some damage here with 2 outs. Moats reaching on the air, scores a run. Pitcher on the infield single, scores a run. Here's a swinging strike. Taylor 2-2. He had a single his last trip up that drove in Moats. So he can drive Moats in again. And that
hit him. Yep.
So
Yeah.
He won't move Moats home, but he'll move him to third, and he'll move Pitcher to second base. So bases juiced up for Crawfordsville, and Caleb Coons is coming up 0 for 2, but his last trip up took 7 pitches to get him out.
Well, we got a chance here to kind of break things open a little bit here with a big hit.
Yep, and we're going to get
a runner.
Yep, a courtesy runner for the catcher, Taylor. We'll get a number. That's Cheney again, 5 Cheney. As a courtesy runner, can run for anybody at any point in time. Cheney ran for Coons earlier.
Kind one hop there.
There's a one hop right to short, and that will end the threat. So the Athenians leave the bases loaded, but they do score 2 runs, a single hit, 2 errors, and we said bases loaded up. So Crawfordsville greets relief pitcher Nathan Feliciano by taking the lead, and we will head to the top of the 5th inning with the Athenians up here at the 36th. Not annual anymore because we didn't play last year, at the 36th Athenian Invitational. How about some more names from the past? You can't. It's tough to top Tony Hinkle.
Well,
you have to have met a president or something like that. How about that? Maybe.
Well, actually, no. You know what? In 1948.
Okay.
Do you know where the A&P store was?
I have been told where it is. If I remember right, it
by
was
the railroad
down
track.
by the railroad tracks. Right?
Okay.
Okay.
1948.
Harry Truman. Running for re-election.
I was there to greet him.
Whistle stop tour, I'll bet.
Absolutely.
He was out campaigning.
Yeah, he sure was.
That's it.
And unknown.
Dewey beats Truman, the big headline.
Exactly. You got it. You're a historian. Well, and unbeknownst to me, my future wife was actually there.
Okay.
But I was only 10 years old, and she was only 8.
Well, So it wasn't technically the first meeting then, right? It wasn't love at first politics.
I don't
or
know when
something,
that came about. I know one time we were talking and said, I was there when Harry Truman came through, and she said, well, yeah, I was too.
there too.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
So yeah, that's as close as I can come to saying I met a president, but
Yep.
I did go through the White House with a great tour, not like things are now. We actually had a program through our church called the Night Crawler Program where we traveled at night and went to different places of the day.
Yep.
And golly, what was our congressman Myers that just passed away?
Okay. Yep.
He got us a guided tour, but we literally drove our bus right up to the White House.
Sure.
A great tour. So.
Yep.
But president wasn't there at the time.
That's probably why you got to drive right up to the front door. It's kind of the same. I know over in England back before pre 9/11 and things like that. It used to be that folks could go take tours at Buckingham Palace as long as the Queen or the King
wasn't there.
So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, it's back a long time ago. My nephew, who's going to be ordained a Jesuit priest this summer, by the way, went to Georgetown, and here's a first pitch fly ball popped up a mile. Taylor drifts over just on the other side of the net. Anyway, my nephew was at Georgetown, and at that time was looking to go, was thinking very serious about getting into politics and working in the government field and State Department and things like that. So he was involved with all the political guys at Georgetown. Well, a bunch of them knew some people who knew some people. They went over and played pool at the White House a couple times.
Go.
So yeah, he always thought that was pretty cool. So I asked him if he took any money from the president. He said no. He said if the president was that close, he said the Secret Service would make sure we weren't playing pool too. Anyway, so all right, Verska lays off one out in the dirt. 1-1 the count, one out here in the outside corner. Called strike.
Another name that I would throw out baseball wise, and you're familiar with this, would be Eddie Clifton.
Yes.
Eddie, so much credit for doing what he did to really build up that American Legion.
Yes.
And he had a junior Legion for a while in order to build that program.
Yep. And then, so did he do the work with the Legion, and then that led to the Eagles, or was it the other way around?
Well, here's another thing. We had, and as a small kid, one of the things we did is on Sundays. Now, we had no weekday baseball at Milligan Park because there was no lights, so you couldn't have night baseball. We had the fast pitch, which was, believe it or not, we had paid fast pitch softball in the 40s and into the 50s because there were either 2 or 3 fast pitch games nightly through the week. But on Sunday, you had the baseball.
Okay.
And
Tip keeps this guy alive.
We had, I can't remember how many independent teams we had off and on. There were some times we actually had 2 independent teams playing out of Crawfordsville at the same time. But
all right. Verska was going to have to pay rent after that was the 8th pitch of his at bat. He finally draws a walk. He heads to first base.
But to finish that up, we actually went a few years without any independent baseball for a while till the Eagles came back in there and filled that gap. And, of course, we're without that now again.
Exactly, yep. No, you talk about Ed Clifton and all the things he did for baseball. I mean, all the things he did for softball in this city, too, in this community. So called strike one on Clark, the designated hitter. Clark is the guy who started pitching for Griffith, but has stayed in the game under the new rule. He gets to continue on as the designated hitter.
Well,
just out. So.
Well, we get to see that rule in practice now since you kind of give us a heads up early, and now we get to see it being in practice.
Yep. No, they did. This is exactly what they did the first game. That they designated their pitcher as their designated hitter, and then no matter who no matter how the rotation went, then that's who came up to hit. Foul ball back. So Clark is in the mud here. Clark will get no decision on this one because when he left the game from the mound, the score was tied. He tomahawks one. This goes out.
Good job.
Yeah, yeah.
Young sophomore.
Corsi goes out there and finds it, turns around into the wind, has his hat blow up, has the sun in his face, and still manages to pull that down. He made a rather difficult play look pretty easy. I give him a lot of credit.
Yeah, he finished it well. He started it well, but he got a good break.
Yep.
And ball probably blowing away from him a little bit. I mean, it was blowing left to right, and he kind of caught it up overhead a little bit, maybe more than he would naturally. But he's impressed me from day one on his shortstop play, along with his pitching and hitting.
Yep.
Complete player.
Yeah. We turn him into a 400 hitter, then he'll be one of those guys they start talking all conference, all state, and things like that. This pitch is a little bit up. This is Tommy Muller, the catcher, who laid down a bunt his first time up, struck out his second time up. Griffith scored in the second and the third, but haven't scored since. There's a called strike as they trail the Athenians. The Athenians picked up 2 runs in their last at bat to take this 5-3 lead. This one's down. Caleb Coons had 74 pitches thrown coming into this inning, and he's getting close to 90 right now. There's a foul ball heading back to the softball field.
Yeah, you'd like to get through 5 innings with about 75 pitches to be good, but
I know that.
I don't think he looks like he's really tiring. So
no, and he's not one of the 2 guys that you would say is going to. There's a one right off the plate. Oh.
Well, I was about ready to say you couldn't get it any easier, but
no, until you slip in that tall grass. So pitcher comes up with it cleanly and does the duties and touches the base. And Griffith is no runs on no hits. The 1 walk, Verska, is stranded at first base. So we'll get a quick count here. There's 2, there's 10. There's an 8 pitch at bat by Verska. So there's 10, there's 14, there's 19 pitches on that half inning. So that will put Coons at 93 pitches here at the end of 5 innings of play.
You know, speaking of Eddie Clifton, I would say Eddie was the optimum small ball.
If you didn't know how to bunt, you couldn't play for Eddie Clifton.
And
that was the end of that story.
I mean, I saw Eddie many times with a runner on first base and 1 out, bunt the ball with a sacrifice, and he just wanted to get that runner in scoring position, second base, and he wasn't worried about the guy necessarily bunting for a hit in that situation.
No. I asked Ed about that. He and I talked so many times because he was a Yankees, lifelong Yankees fan.
Oh yeah.
And of course, I've been a lifelong Twins fan, so that always gave us something to argue about right from the get-go. And then how to run the softball leagues was always another thing we could always argue something about. But at the end, we were always friends, and we were always. But I asked him because he and we would talk baseball philosophy, and he always, just like you said, play small ball. If that guy's on, we're butting into second base. I said, well, what about a big inning? What if you got a good hitter coming up? He goes, Jeff, he said, if you score 7 runs in a baseball game, said if we can score 1 run an inning, said if you can't win a baseball game with 7 runs, he said then you don't deserve to play anyway. He said then you got to go. He said hitting's not your problem. He said pitching's your problem if you can't win with 7 runs.
Yep.
I always remember that. So that was his philosophy. He never, like you said, he never hesitated to put that bunt down to get that guy in scoring position. So
he liked to steal, but let's face it. You have some of your team, maybe a third of the guys are base stealers, and then some of your teams you maybe got 1, maybe.
Yep. And then a couple of you just got some old plug horses,
Good pitch.
Good off-speed pitch. Corsi is 0 for 1. He walked, and grounded out. His first time up.
Well, we got a little mo going here, taking the lead. Let's kind of keep it going here.
And in the fourth inning, it was the bottom of the order that did it. The guys that are just coming up next. Dowell reached and scored. Weimer reached and scored. So there's a swing.
Left side again, tough play.
About a 5-hopper, throws off the wrong foot. Did he tag him? No.
Nope.
Nope. That's a really nice job of base running by Corsi to help him. He went legally out of the baseline as far as he could go, and he's safe on an infield hit.
Again, I'm just impressed with the guy as a, like I said, total player.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of guys would have gone ahead and run into that tag, but he he was aware of where the ball is, what's his way.
Yep.
I don't think he left his lane either to do it. I mean, no,
because he'd have been called out by the home plate umpire. You've got that 3-foot space. You can tell by the chalk marks there. That's how far you can go. And he sure didn't do that. He just sidestepped to the right and avoided a tag, and now gets his uniform dirty, diving back into first base.
Let me say, I'll soften that good stuff. He has been picked off this year.
Well, okay, you just you got to risk it. And no risk it, no biscuit.
Truthfully,
that's what they were saying.
let's face it, some of the greatest base stealers occasionally get picked off because
Maury Wills was thrown out a few times.
Yes.
So yeah. Everybody at home watching on YouTube going, who the heck was Maury Wills? just Google him, guys. Just Google him. So
he's a Dodger.
that's right. He was just the first guy I thought of. Called second strike, so Dowell's got to guard the plate now with 2 strikes. Well, he waited on it, but got it up in the air. So he'll fly out to right field. Of course, he will skedaddle back to first base.
Well,
Cale Weimer's next. Weimer put the sacrifice down and reached when the error occurred. Eventually scored one of those 2 go-ahead runs that Crawfordsville got in the 4th inning. He is officially 0 for 1 today because he reached on an error his first time up.
I think we missed one here only because I saw him running off. We didn't know. I believe that was Peterson at the plate for the Athenians, number 24. That just flew up.
Actually, Bryce Dowell is 24.
That's right.
There was a number
That's
change.
right. There was a number change.
Yes,
You're right.
a number change.
I was. Here we go.
No, right at him.
Right at him. Yeah, good at bat there, but
gave it a
success.
ride. Yep, gave it a ride. So that'll bring Sam Decker up. Sam is 0 for 2 with a couple of Ks.
Yeah, I need to put that change in here on this. Well, actually, I need to put it on this.
I wonder if Bryce doesn't have 34 with another set of uniforms or something, because I know he's listed as 34 someplace.
See,
else.
I had it on my original roster.
Yep, absolutely.
So.
No, the reason I absolutely know for sure is because when I was getting the roster lineups before this game up in the PA booth, we were talking.
That could be trouble. Could be trouble.
Blow foul.
Could be trouble. Good
nice
catch. He hung with it.
Yes. Oh, that was a great catch by Mike Feliciano over there. Goes into foul territory and hauls down the out. So the Athenians go pretty quickly. They get a leadoff hit, but strand Corsi, and then it go 3 straight out. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left for the Crawfordsville squad here in the home half of the 5th. And I'm about all talked out. Coach, you're going to have to do the last 2 innings. That's all there is to it.
Well, I was hoping that we wouldn't have the last
that
2
would have
innings,
been nice.
6 and 7. But,
Yep.
we'll go on. It looks like Caleb is coming out for his 6th inning of work here.
Yep.
So
93 pitches. So now I'll keep tabs on the count because 120 is the maximum no matter what happens. So.
Boy, look at this sunshine coming through here, Jeff.
How about that?
I can put my glasses up when the sun's that bright. I can read this.
Austin's going to get the sunscreen out here. We're going to be we're going to be living high. So.
Well, Austin's not going to need any sunscreen over there in that corner. He's gonna stay in the shade.
He's got a big floppy roof over the top of us. You can probably hear the wind snapping that lid every once in a while on the plastic. Until we get the new palatial press box built, we're still stuck sitting outside. So.
Well, like I said, we had tried inside there for a while, but
Right.
it just got so crowded.
Yeah,
and
it's too crowded, and I know that you can also work out of a baseball press box, but the sight lines up there are just not the best, and especially from a camera angle. The camera's got to be pretty much here where it's at.
Yes, exactly.
No doubt about that. And
no, we kind of talked about that, but
Yeah.
it's just kind of.
yeah, the radio guys did the 10 o'clock game from the football press box because they're just pansies basically. And Jared Bill Rubenstein.
I know.
I've called them worse to their faces. So, but they're doing this game from the regular radio booth on the other side of the announcer's booth here. So they're also in a little bit of sun and the wind and having a good time broadcasting the Crawfordsville lead on this game.
Well, there's Mike Feliciano leading off in the 6th inning for the Panthers, and the ball gets past the catcher all the way to the backstop. Next pitch off the plate outside, so 2 balls, no strikes. Caleb's probably getting close to his pitch number. I don't know what they have intended.
Right.
Here's a ground ball left side and through. So that's a base hit for Feliciano, and threat right away.
Yeah,
That'll bring the tying run to the plate for the Panthers.
Yeah, that'll be.
And we're going to have a pinch hitter here. Looks like number 24, Tyler Wolf.
Okay. Wolf played. I'm trying to think here. Let me look at the other. Well, we're also going to have a pitching change. Wolf. Did he? Was that? Yeah, we'll get all that set up. No, that was 25 Vale. So Wolf is making his first appearance of the day. So we'll get him.
Okay, you're going to swing Caleb maybe back around to the plate here. Let's see what we do with this. Looks like Taylor going into the dugout. He'll probably move to first base would be my guess.
Yeah, we'll get everything all set up here. This is so Moats, who pitched an inning of relief against Central Catholic, is now up on the deck here. So Coons will finish with 5 innings pitched. The line pretty much just straight up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 hits. 3 runs now, and the guy on first is his responsibility.
Yeah.
We got. I should have kept track of these at once.
2 of the 3, I believe, were were earned, maybe.
3. I got 4 walks, or 4 DB. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Ks. So that run is unearned. Although it was an E1, it almost ought to count as an earned run.
Yeah, exactly.
So 1, and then no, that one would have happened because of how
he was all right. Yeah,
because he reached base, but then the ensuing single would have scored him no matter what after the walk.
Right.
So 2 of the 3 right now that are charged to Coons are earned, and should, depending what happens with this runner, Feliciano at first base. So Taylor has taken the catching togs off, and he is back at first. Coons puts the togs on. He is now going to catch.
And moves Fitcher to second base.
Yeah.
So
Moats there, and that should just shift the infield back like it was for game 1. Correct. That would put Fichter. Will Fichter move to?
Yeah. Well, game 1, Moats would have been on second base.
Okay.
Actually.
Yeah. Fitcher. So Fitcher is at second, and Corsi and Weimer. So there you go. I think we're moderately set up, and we got a pinch hitter, who we said was Wolf.
He starts right out with a breaking ball here.
Yep.
Tyler Wolf, a senior. Step off. Oh, my.
Long guy.
Oh, my. Well, there's two things. I mean, probably Austin should have been able to figure it out himself, but there was no talk out there.
Right.
I mean, it should have been run at him, you know. That was a run at him situation by Austin Moats there, and we had the guy in no man land, but let him get back to first.
It's just sometimes so automatic. You turn and throw to second base, and then, you know, just got to run it
It's
at
the
him.
0-2,
Yep.
right there, strike three.
Yep. Didn't waste any time.
Out number one.
As we mentioned, Moats worked one inning of relief against Central Catholic. He allowed 2 hits, allowed 1 run, did walk. Nobody, struck out 1. So he's matched the strikeout.
Here's the throw to first. Runner.
Gets by him.
Man, boy, the ball. Sam did not get a break. Now, I don't think it's going to make any difference, or would have made any difference, but he needs to be on the move in that direction as soon as we pivot to throw there.
Yeah.
So, runner now at third now with 1 out.
It sure makes that throw over risky because there is so much territory over there. Any E1 turns into 2 bases.
So what's Atkinson done here, Jeff?
Atkinson has singled and grounded out and popped out. So he's 1 for 3.
Pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Runner third with 1 down.
Yep.
Your Athenians leading 5-3 here in the top half of inning number 6.
Atkinson laid down the bunt. This is his last time up. Didn't sacrifice, just bunted for a hit.
Here's a strike that looked to be at the very top of the zone. So the count evens. 1 ball, 1 strike. Oates delivers. That one's away. And the count 2-1. And Caleb Coons going out to have a little check with Austin, and also Weimer coming in there. So
Yeah, I think they're just double checking to make sure. Well, no, there's not a steal signal set up. It's just.
well,
I don't know. Is there a big geometry test on Monday or anything that somebody's got to study? I mean, maybe they're just double checking notes.
As good as this young man looked bunting, you might let him bunt again here.
Sure.
On a suicide squeeze,
Yeah.
which is another play that Eddie Clifton really liked.
Yep.
There's the ball fouled off to the left side. Now to play.
Yep.
Count even at 2-2.
Heads for the concession stand over there. Carol Kraft and all the hard workers over in the concession stand. Nice to see the concession stand open after a.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just nice to see folks at the ball.
Well,
field.
I know you really like it. I saw you bring a handful of stuff.
That's it.
Yeah. 2-2 on the way. Swung on, and that ball's going to be looped in for a Texas League base hit
Right.
and drive in run number 4 for the Panthers.
Right off the fist.
So, good pitch, bad result.
Yep.
And we got a 1-run ball game now.
Third baseman.
Tying run at first.
And that will bring up Chad Muller. Muller is the third baseman. And he has, let's see. Well, technically he's 0 for 1. He's walked twice in addition to that. Got caught stealing once, got stranded another time.
Runner leaning a little bit. I'd be leaning too. As tough a time as we've had throwing the ball to first base, I think I would make all my players look like we're going, even if we're not.
That's right.
Here's a pitch right there for a strike at the knees. Not sure what that was. It didn't look like a normal fastball as far as velocity, but
No.
got the strike, got ahead. Here's a pitch on the strike.
Right on the corner.
And that's a really good pitch right there. Now he's set up to make a pitcher's pitch. No more 0-2 base hits here, Jeff.
Oh, yes. But just not too much into the dirt.
Throw to first once again. Here's a pitch, breaking ball, fouled at the plate.
That was a really, really good pitch, and Muller did a really, really good job of fighting that off.
Yeah.
He was fooled and just managed to stick a bat out there and foul it off. Moats was coming right after him. He wasn't wasting the pitch there.
Austin breaker is not a quick breaker. It's kind of a ball that, covers a lot of ground, but it's not quick. Here's a pitch in the dirt, and good job back there by Coons. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That was a good pitch, though. A good pitcher's pitch on the 0-2.
Yep.
Never know. Some guys will swing at some ugly stuff.
Go fishing.
A little bigger lead at first base. Not going. This pitch up and away. Throw, and here we go. I mean, Caleb has just got to shut it down. I mean, there's no play there. So tying run at third with 1 down, a 2-2 count on the hitter. So Austin Moats here could really help the situation with a strikeout right here.
Yeah. Now it's kind of
sometimes guys work too hard to strike people out, but this case, this is where you really want to get a strikeout. Infield in. This ball stays high. Well, we don't want to walk him, though.
Not real badly.
Get the out.
Full count here now.
Okay, of course, he right in on the grass. Right up to the grass at second. Here's the pitch. That hangs high, ball 4. So a walk in a situation there where, we didn't want to give him a fat one to drive the ball, but not a walk. So
an 0-2 pitch. An 0-2 count turns into a walk. That's and actually he fouled a pitch off, so it actually had he saw 3 strikes and then took 4 balls in a row.
Here's a pitch to Yovanovich.
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 Put a Y in front of that instead of that
and
J.
He's the number 3 hitter. So now pitching coach Welver out to the mound, and
he has a single and 2 backwards Ks. Does Yovanovich?
Athenians hanging on to a 5-4 lead here, but definitely in a top of the 6th jam.
Everybody who has a spare baseball is bringing them into home plate umpire Darren Haas. Coach Welver out having a chat with his relief pitcher.
Well, you've got a couple of situations here. We've dropped the infield back now to play for the double play.
Sure.
But what are you going to do on a first and third steal situation here?
Right.
Line drive, base hit. That ties the ball game. Ball not really crunched, kind of a soft line drive, but nonetheless got good bat on the ball.
Still landed where somebody wasn't at.
Yeah, for sure. And we've got a tie ball game, 5-5. And that was the 9th hits by the Panthers. So
they've had a couple every inning except for the 5th.
There's a nice breaking ball by Austin. And tell you now, what we need is the pitcher's best friend.
Yes. GIDP.
I got 6-4-3. Here's a pitch high. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down. Runners at first and second for Griffith. Athenians trying to hang on to this tie ball game at this point. Moats gets one. Well, a foul tip got by the catcher, but it was because it was fouled.
Yep. little bit of the ball, a little bit of the glove.
Gets another one like that. Caleb needs to hang on to it for our third strikeout.
Yeah. One and two.
Breaking ball again, fouled back out. It's one Caleb's not going to hang on to. Ball in the dirt, runner going to third. Don't throw, don't throw. There it is. I would call that an error on the third baseman,
there's no question
but
about
it was
that.
a mental error on the catcher. There was no play there. So Athenians fall behind now, and we're just giving too much away today, all day long.
Yeah.
All day long. So runner on third now, still only one out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch down and away. So it's full count.
Glove fills it up again.
Breaking ball right there.
Boy, that's a
Oh, nice pitch
great
by
pitch.
Austin Moats to get out number 2. Erska taking the strike, looking. That brings up number 17.
That's first.
This is versus there,
Yep.
yeah.
Cervantes just
that
got
was
struck out.
Cervantes,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
So we've got situation here. We're down 1, but need to put the fire out right now.
Yep, that's for sure. Verska has walked twice and doubled, so he has reached base all 3 times in this ball game.
Good breaker, inside corner.
Yeah.
Count evens, a ball and a strike. Yeah, we're going to get opportunities to come back in this ball game, Jeff, but we just can't get the gap too wide here.
Right. And
Here's a breaking ball in the outside corner.
using the whole plate here. So no, and you're absolutely right, Coach. And the situation is that you just you can't let the guys get down. You know, you're giving up 3 in this. In this half inning, you just gotta.
And another breaker right there.
Boom.
So good job by Moats closing it out.
Panthers in the 6th, 3 runs on 3 hits.
Boy, I tell you what,
One man.
those last numbers on the scoreboard are really ugly.
Yeah.
I mean, Panthers with 4 errors, but your Athenians have 6 errors on the board.
Yeah.
And again, we've got a problem there. We got more errors than runs. So we go to the bottom of the 6th, and Athenians now find themselves behind in the ball game, 6-5.
Yeah. There's 3 errors in that half inning, so it's 3 runs, 3 hits, 3 errors, and a guy left. So
Well, and I honestly, we made a couple of mental errors there.
Yeah,
We
in addition.
we had a runner hung out there for an easy out,
Yep.
and we just didn't take advantage of that. And then we really made, in my judgment, 2 throws that should never have been made.
Yeah.
And
And both of them turned into disasters.
absolutely.
So yeah. So anyway, that's the way it works, and the Athenians have gone from a 2-run lead to down 1 now. So we head to the bottom of the 6th, and still in the ball game is number 13.
Yeah, the other Feliciano.
Yeah.
It's Nathan.
Nathan, yep. And Weimer is going down to warm up in the bullpen. So depending on a pitch count situation, if they need to try and save Moats for Tuesday, for conference games against conference game against Tri-West, then he's going to have to come out of the game pretty quickly. So.
Well, we know Weimer had more pitches than we'd like to because he had trouble finding the strike zone today.
Right.
Well, anyway, we're going to
For your Athenians, the
bring up the leading hitter for the Athenians, and Andrew Martin, and hope that he can get on and get this game tied up.
Right. He's the start. He's 2 for 3, 2 singles, 2 runs scored for Crawfordsville.
So lying to pass Coach Moach at third, out in front on that one a little bit.
Made the coach jump just a little bit out of the way.
Austin's seen the ball pretty well, as evidenced by the number of times he puts the ball in play, and also taking pitches that aren't good.
Yep, lays off of this one.
1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom of inning number 6. We can get a couple here, or maybe more. Hang on to the lead in the 7th. Here's the pitch wide, 2-1. Now here's where you've got to have a little discernment here. If he's going to throw you a ball, you need to take it. He takes this one in the gap. He's down there again. Guides by, and he's going to hit on to second base. So Andrew Martin with a stand-up double. Center fielder diving for the ball, and probably the right play in that situation. I mean, you know, you say you play it safe and keep him at first base, but if you keep the runner off the base,
that's even better.
You know,
that's right.
It's even better. So I wouldn't criticize the center fielder on that particular play.
Sure. But as it is, Martin drops it in front of him, bounces by. He'll get the stand-up double, and that's what Crawfordsville needs.
We can ask Austin to bunt him here, but probably here's the pitch taken down and away. I say probably Austin, pretty good percentage of putting the ball in play. Probably a better play here to try to get another guy on base.
Right. He's 2 for 3.
Here's the pitch taken for a strike on the inside corner.
Yep. Single in the first, single and scored in the third, and reached on an error. So Moats, you want to let Austin hit. He's reached base 3 times.
Pitch swung on and fouled. So now Austin with 2 strikes needs to make sure he stays in there and puts the ball in play.
Yeah, that wasn't the pitch he thought it was going to be. He was looking for something that was going to break down, and it stayed on the outside part of the plate. He was just able to get a piece of it fouled off.
The pitch taken down, and it gets loose, and that'll move Martin to third base. So Athenians, with nobody out here, got a tying run right down there, 90 feet away.
Yep, puts Andrew 90 feet away. So another one in the dirt. A lot of different ways, and Griffith will pull the infield up. They do not want to give up this run.
Here's a pitch. Moach takes that one inside. Breaking ball. So Austin with a full count here.
Yeah, he almost got that one off the belt buckle.
Guard the plate to him, put in play. You can get a real cheap hit here when the infield's pulled in. Here's a pitch. He takes this one. Not much of a decision there for Austin on that one as the pitch came in high. Now, here again, this is a first and third situation. You got probably as good a speed as we got on the team at first and third here.
That's right.
And so we can put pressure on that away, but then on the other hand, you don't want to run yourself into an out.
Correct.
And so I think, again, we just saw a pitch get loose, and we have, we'll call him head umpire.
Yep.
Haas moving our base umpire over a little bit. And
well, with the infield, with the infield in, then your umpires have got to take.
Well, they've moved back now, Jeff.
Yeah, they got to take a different position on the field.
Here's the pitch. This is it taken into dirt, and Moach will go down.
It makes it easy.
And so now the Athenians with a real legitimate threat here, not only to tie the game, but take the lead.
Yep.
Need a good at bat out of Zach here and get something in play as they come back in now with no possibility of a double play. They move back in. And now here comes Coach coming to the mound, and let's see. You're not seeing any indication here yet.
Brian Jennings, he's had guys warming up. He may just be double checking to see if he's kind of given some defensive instructions here. If and if. Yeah, he's not moving a pitcher or players around here. He's leaving Clark right where he's at for the time being. I'm sorry, not Clark.
Feliciano. Nathan,
yeah.
the sophomore.
The sophomore. Feliciano is in his third inning of work. He threw in the fourth and allowed 2 runs that got Crawfordsville the lead, and then put Crawfordsville down 2-3-4 in the 5th inning without any difficulties at all. But now he's got himself a handful of problems now.
Well, here's Zach Fitcher in the box and taking the first pitch down and away. Catcher lost the ball, but it was right under him, so no real danger there.
Right where he would hatch it, He's going to have to come up with a strike here before too long.
2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. That one hit him.
Oh! Not so much about finding a strike, huh?
So now, let's see what happens with the infield. They've been in and out and in and out. And situation here definitely a situation where I think you stay in and try to get the home first double play.
That's exactly right. No, you're in the bottom of the 6th inning. You number one, you got to try and shut this door because Crawfordsville has gotten the best of all scenarios.
Coach Jennings looking down the bullpen there, and they indicate they weren't ready yet.
Okay.
All right, big at bat. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed. Henry Taylor. Here's the ball gets loose, but a proper back up there by the second baseman.
Yep. Taylor wanted to put all 3 runs across with that swing.
Yep. Well, we need to get a good pitch and good contact. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, shortstop. He's got it, comes home, gets the out. Well, a good no-throw by the catcher. He turned and squared himself, but had he made the throw down to first base, it could have not got the runner, and could have ended exactly
where we found ourselves a few times today. So.
All right, now here's Caleb with a chance to put us in. Caleb's basically putting the ball in play, but he, he's not come close to hitting the ball as hard as he can hit it.
No, not yet.
Here's the pitch in the dirt, and again,
nobody going. Yeah.
Our old catcher here, he's shaking his head.
Yeah.
I mean, that's at least the 3rd time that he's found a ball that was right under him. But, hey, he got to run on third base down there. He definitely was concerned with it. Here's a ground ball short. Again, coming home. Again, he's out. Again, the catcher holds the ball wisely. So, Athenians hitting the ball right at people here.
So 2 6-2s on 2 fielders' choices, and now that will drop Griffith's infield back to regular depth because now they got an out at every base. So they've gone from a mess. From a mess to an easier scenario because now instead of having to make a throw to first, now they can get an out at any base. So the heat is on. Heat is on Cale Kersey here. This is a gigantic moment for him.
Feliciano with a breaking ball down and away. Good job, Cale, laying off of that one.
Boy, that was awfully close. Coursey has.
There's the pitch. This is outside. Ball 2.
Coursey singled. In the 5th inning, and then has a grounded out and a walk. So he's been on base.
I really didn't see a take, so I think maybe we're leaving him up. Ground ball. Who's going to get it? The shortstop. He's on to first base. And the Athenians, with the bases loaded and nobody out, get 3 ground balls to the infield and cannot get a runner across the plate. And so we go to the 7th inning, and the Athenians find themselves still trailing by a 6-5 score. Really can't fault anyone right there. We put it in play and just had the bad luck of hitting the ball right to the same guy every time.
Hit it at shortstop. It wasn't Muller. It was Yovanovich, and he came up with plays that he needed to make. 2 throws to home, got 4 outs, and then cross the diamond to get the 3rd out. So
I see. What happened right here is that Moats actually walked to the mound, and then Coach Moats says, no, you go over to shortstop,
Yep.
and so we're putting Weimer on the mound who
Okay.
finishes up here in the 7th inning.
Okay. Weimer, as Coach Welliver mentioned, threw in the first game today against Central Catholic, and let's see if I can go back to my notes here. 1.2 innings pitched, allowed 1 hit, couple of runs, no earned runs. So walked 1, no strikeouts. So had middle relief. So he's going to need to absolutely make this a fast inning, because Crawford's you don't want to be down by more than a run going into the bottom of the 7th inning.
So Corsi does not go back to the field. I take that back. Corsi goes to third base. There's the change.
Yeah.
Corsi goes to third.
Corsi and
Weimer just changed there.
And then now Moats will go probably
he's back to shortstop. Yeah. That's a normal rotation for them there. So should have picked that up right away. But anyway, we need to hold them right here and score 2 in the 7th ourselves.
Batting for the Panthers.
Well, let's see if Cale Weimer here can be a little more comfortable in the strike zone here. A little trouble in this morning's game, but he's done a good job this year. Here's the first pitch. Gets away from Caleb and squirts back here to the backstop.
Yep, Ian Clark at the plate, reached on an error and scored, singled, grounded out.
The pitch right there on the fastball at the letters.
Just looking back.
1 ball, 1 strike.
It's going to be the bottom 3 of the order for Crawfordsville in the bottom of the 7th inning. Pitches up around the chin.
2-1.
Yep, Griffith has the bottom of their order up here too. They have 6, 7, 8, 9 coming up here in the 7th inning.
Pitch inside. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Don't need to be giving them a free one here. See if we get Cale Weimer to come back. Ball fouled out of play to the right side. So full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Number 6 hitter, Clark, the starting pitcher. Seems like a long time ago.
No kidding.
3-2 on the way, ball 4 up and away. So a leadoff runner, and probably we've seen too much of that today.
Yeah, we sure have.
The catcher, Tommy Muller.
So the catcher, Muller, steps in. Possible squeeze or a bunt, pop, foul. Caleb back, can't quite get there. Got a pretty good break on the ball.
Yep.
Good effort by Caleb Coons.
Just a long ways back here. That was just ball was not very high up in the air.
Maybe if the wind was blowing the other way, it would have held up.
True.
He got it.
Always possibility of that. Miller laid on a sacrifice bunt. His first trip up, struck out and grounded out to first. So he is 0 for 2 on the day.
Well, let's see if they stay with the bunt right here. No. And this ball's into center field over Andrew. No problem on that one. Yep. Runner hustles back to first base.
Yep. So
an out there, and we'll say maybe they failed to execute on that one, which could have been a big situation. If they get another run here, it just doubles our problems for sure.
Right.
All right, number 9 coming to the plate, Mike Feliciano.
Infield single, ground out, and then a single and scored his last trip up.
Runner going. I don't think we had any word on that one. I don't know. Caleb, he now kind of throws his hands up because he didn't know the runner was going.
No, he sure didn't.
Got to have help by at least your first baseman on that one.
Yep.
So with one out now, Panthers a runner on second base. Here's a pitch. Fastball for a strike on the inside part of the plate, and quickly Weimer ahead on the count, 0-2. Here's a ball grounded foul down toward the Athenian bullpen.
Yep. Feliciano just guarding the plate up there and got turned around way too fast on an off-speed pitch. Pulled it foul.
Yeah, you might throw a breaker here, change the rhythm a little bit. Pitcher's pitch, 0-2. Oh, in the dirt. Caleb keeps it right there. Whether he intentionally wanted that ball inside, apparently did.
Still a pitcher's pitch coming here.
Fastball right down the middle.
Yeah.
So 2 down now. Nice job there, Weimer. And he turned that, his velocity's pretty good, eh?
Yep.
He turned that one loose. Maybe the hardest ball he's thrown so far.
Crawfordsville, that is the 7th called third strike for Crawfordsville.
We got a pinch hitter here, Jeff. Chris Olson steps in.
All righty.
Here's a ground ball to second. Over on the first base pitcher, and that retires the Panthers here in the top of the 7th. So Athenians coming to bat now in need of at least one, but hey, let's take 2 and go home.
Yes, we'll do that. So after the initial walk by Weimer, then he gets a little defensive help and also comes up with a big called third strike to get out of the inning very quickly. No runs, no hits, no errors with that one guy left, and Weimer walks the one. So that, as we mentioned a moment ago, Crawfordsville's got the bottom of the order, so it's going to take some work by 7, 8, and 9 hitters to get things going, started, continue, make a win happen, do whatever. So,
well, we need to get at least a 7 or 8 on there. I tell you what, I feel pretty good about Sam Decker. His at-bats have been pretty good.
Okay.
We've struggled a little more, and I'm not saying this just from the standpoint of today's ball game, but 7 and 8 in general have struggled at the plate.
Yep. Bryce Dowell has a walk.
Well, Bryce Dowell with a big hit, Wednesday night too,
That's right.
and
That's right.
he's a good hitter. So I don't.
And he took a pitch off the leg in the first game against Central Catholic. So if there's a way to get on base, my guess is he'll be able to find it. So get him, and then it's going to be Weimer who has reached on 2 errors.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens from there.
Here's a pitch taken for a strike, the breaking ball. Looking for base runners. Here's a pitch. That one hit him, and there's a base runner.
That's what we talked about. He wore one.
Well, yeah, he did it. He turned the upper part of his body.
Yep.
A good job staying in there, making sure the ball was going to hit him.
Yep. He made a wider target instead of a narrower target.
Yep.
And it was an off-speed pitch, so it won't hurt quite as bad. So Weimer has reached twice on errors, as we said. So he's officially 0 for 3 on the day. I'm sorry, 0 for 2, because one of the was a sacrifice.
Yes.
Bunt that was he reached on the error.
Back to first base.
No, that's
good job.
That's the one thing we also got to do. We got to stay close
we
enough to
can't.
the base.
Yeah,
we can't give a guy away.
No, Well, let's see here. Are we going to ask him to bunt to play tie? Throw to first. I tell you what, I'm not begging, but I wouldn't be sad to see the ball get by there at first base.
We've done it a few times. They got
Here's the
one coming.
pitch, swung on and missed.
Yeah. Breaker there that I think caught Weimer just a little bit by surprise.
Well, we changed the signal there, but I'm not sure. Here's the pitch there. Well, he was, and he got it down. Great bunt. Great bunt. He fumbles, he throws it, and it's safe.
It's off the base.
Now first baseman jumped up, left contact with the bag. So now, that's one of the things, and I know that's one of the things I'm, kind of grew up. I mean, I had Ed Clifton's son in school who, went on to be a great high school and college baseball player, and Mickey Clifton. And Mickey was a guy who could really handle the bat.
Yes.
He could, but you see, just a little simple play like that turns into a real offensive situation
That's
for
right.
the Athenians.
Huge
We'll
break.
bunt again. And it's a great bunt. Here's going to be a hard play. There's no, yeah. Feliciano, and I don't blame him. He fields the ball thinking there could be a force at third, but obviously the third baseman had to move for the bunt too.
The ball. That's right.
But in truth, he had no play at first base either. I give him a hit on that one
it's
for
absolutely
sure.
a base hit. There's no question about that. There's not even a look.
Do you remember this situation? Bases loaded, nobody out.
Oh yeah.
Did we do that last inning
yes.
and didn't score?
And got nothing.
Here's a ball fouled off.
Yep.
I tell you what, here's a place where you just tend to, you can't blame anybody, but you tend to be too anxious here.
Yep.
You get your pitch. Here, you want to drive the ball to the outfield.
Yep. Andrews 3 for 4.
Pitch taken for a strike over the outside part.
Yep.
He's wanting to pull that ball. He went
Right. Yeah, he could have hit that ball to the opposite field and won the ball game, but he wasn't looking for that pitch.
Well, the infield in. Here's the pitch. He swings and misses. Mercy, goodness sakes alive. Coach Moats must be beside himself by now. Well, here's Austin Moats, and Austin, here's a chance to make yourself a winner here. Here's a pitch. Strike on the outside part.
Yep.
Good pitch. Austin's really liking the ball middle in, kind of pulling off once in a while when the ball's outside. Here's a pitch, ground ball. Second baseman's coming home. He's out at the plate. I'm sure I've seen this situation before, but this is rare. In high school ball, this is extremely rare.
Three ground ball outs to get forces at home.
All right, Zach Fitcher. Athenians down to the last out now, but at the same time, a base hit will put it in the left-hand column for the Athenians.
Well, you only need one hit, so if you're literally going to keep folks on the edge of their chairs, you've done a nice job of it. Or announcers too.
All right,
Fitcher
Feliciano to the plate, pitch down and away.
Yep. He can be careful here too because a walk scores a run.
Absolutely.
Yep. Fitcher has an infield single. Also was hit by a pitch. Laid down a sacrifice. I'm sorry, I got a sacrifice fly. It scored a run.
Pitch. That's
Up,
too high. Ball
up,
two.
Up.
So 2 balls, no strikes. Pitch is taken inside corner. 2-1. Still got to look for a good one, Zach.
Right.
Got to wonder if he'd chance a breaking ball here. That ball's too high.
Up.
3 balls, 1 strike. Got to look for the ball in that real good spot here.
Only where you want to hit it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Such a hitter's moment.
3-1 on the way. Ball 4, and this is a tie ball game. All right, Henry Taylor coming to the plate now.
Taylor on the day has a single, was also hit by a pitch, reached on a fielder's choice.
Pitch too low.
Yep.
Wind to pitch. Swung on line drive. Base hit. Athenians win.
Yep. We win.
Henry Taylor with the winning RBI. So Athenians go 1-1 on the day, losing earlier in the day to a good Lafayette Central Catholic team, and coming back here in a real struggle, back and forth type of game, Jeff, but the Athenians victorious here, and that is indeed win number 5 in the early season for the Athenians as they go 4-3 on the 2021 campaign.
Well, Coach, you and I talked before we started the first game this afternoon, and the win at Danville on Wednesday was such a huge deal because scored from behind, scored when we needed to score, and gain a little confidence. And tell me that doesn't happen here again today. You fall behind with a really rough outing in the 6th inning against Griffith, and you come back and load the bases, get to 2 outs, and then you come up with great presence at the plate to draw the walk and then come up with a hit. So I mean, man, if this isn't one of those things that just brings you tremendous confidence, if this isn't one of these moments you say, you look back on the season and say, where did it all start? Wednesday against Danville and right here against this team.
And you have a real understanding that you just don't give up.
Right.
I mean, how often in high school baseball do you see that situation in the 6th inning, let alone come into the 7th? And we string it all the way out. I mean, we're about at the end of our rope on that situation, and but credit and we earn the win in that we get a base hit to drive in that winning run.
Yes.
And so a 7-6 ball game. Line score for the visiting Panthers from Griffith, they had 6 runs on 9 hits and 5 errors. Your Athenians, with the winning 7 runs, they had 7 hits, and the real bad number is 6 runs.
Yeah.
In fact, we look, or 6 errors, pardon me, 6 errors, and we look at that and we see a total of 11 errors in the ball game. It gives you a little bit of an idea of what kind of a game we were looking at today.
And it's early in the season, I guess. Let's just say
that.
It
is early. I was going to add to that, if we could look at the number of hitters that got hit, the number of base on balls, kind of add to the ugliness, if you will. But nonetheless, you're right on, Jeff, though. The most important element of this, from the standpoint certainly of the Athenians, is there's no quit. You keep going. And there was no fault really in that 6th inning because all 3 of those hitters with the bases loaded put the ball in play.
And put the ball in play hard. It was a good hard shot all 3 times. And all 3 times the shortstop then came up and made a good play. We always talk about that. Make the other guys make a play, and that's exactly what happened, and he did.
You put the ball, the same ball hit, making the shortstop move 2 steps either direction, scores the runner from third.
Right.
So it was a case of real frustration, but hey, Coach Moch can, I know he's sweating down there.
Yes. No, it was a big sweat, but it's a big win.
We're going to try to have a reasonably early season visit with Coach Moats here
Good.
pretty soon,
Good,
and
good.
we can let him express maybe specifically where he was in these situations.
Yeah, just see how high the intensity level in his stomach acid, right? You know,
Well,
so.
in review, let's go once again that Athenians go 1-1 today in their invitational tournament. Championship a little later on this evening between Central Catholic and the Norwell Knights. In fact, we got Knights against Knights.
That's it. That's it.
Pardon me. And again, the Athenians now go to 5-3 on the season. Back in action Tuesday. That game, I believe, away on Tuesday.
On Tuesday is on the road, yeah, and then Wednesday is home.
And so we'll be back here with a webcast Wednesday. I believe a 6 o'clock ball game here Wednesday. Now, the forecast is even potential snow, Jeff, I
Right,
believe, for
right.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we'll hang on to that weather situation and see what happens. But as now, we'll look forward to being here with the webcast Wednesday evening.
Yep.
Well, I want to thank Jeff for coming in today. I always appreciate his work, a vast amount of knowledge on all the sports, not only locally, but all over. We didn't get a chance to talk about your movement around here.
You know what? That gives me a chance to come back to do another game. We'll talk more about that. How about
I'm
that?
sure we'll get to do that.
Yeah, I'll take a rain check on that.
All right, Jeff. We'll just say, thanks again for Jeff and Austin here keeping our picture on. And so with that in mind, this is Dan Welliver saying good evening and good Athenian baseball. Well,